I never imagined a quick coffee break after clocking out would flip everything I thought I knew about her upside down. She ran the whole show, CEO, off limits, razor sharp, always 3 moves ahead of the pack. But that evening, when I stepped into her corner office, she hit me with a smile so gentle it felt like a secret. Then came the line that glued my shoes to the carpet. "You're not walking out of here tonight." She tacked on "kidding" a beat later, but the air still crackled like live wire. "My name's Jake, 40 years old, long enough at this company to know the breakroom gossip travels faster than quarterly reports. I'm the guy who blends into the cubicle wallpaper, finish the spreadsheet, keep my head down, microwave leftovers in a quiet apartment. Life's been a flat line since the divorce. Spreadsheets don't ask why you flinch at empty hangers in the closet." She was the opposite of flat. Meet Olivia, 50, the kind of polish that makes elevators hush when she steps in. To most, she's the dragon lady in stilettos. To me, she's the woman whose eyes go liquid when she stares past the city lights, or whose laugh, short, surprised, almost embarrassed, sneaks out like it's breaking curfew. She scared me stiff and hooked me hard. That night, the floor was a ghost town. I was wrestling a final chart when her voice floated down the hall. "Jake, coffee?" I spun around, convinced I'd hallucinated. Olivia didn't do coffee invites. Ever. Yet there she lounged against the doorframe, one eyebrow raised, lips curved just enough to short-circuit my common sense. Every rational neuron screamed decline and sprint. My head nodded yes anyway. Inside her office, the vibe did a 180. No fluorescent glare, just a single brass lamp pooling gold across the desk like someone's living room. She poured from a French press herself, Olivia, who once made a VP fetch her sparkling water. "Park it," she said, soft but still the tone that turns board members into golden retrievers. I perched on the edge of the guest chair, braced for KPI talk. Instead, she asked about my weekend plans, my dog that died last spring, the song stuck in my head. Not the budget, not the rollout. Me. I fumbled answers like a kid caught cheating on a test. Nobody here ever asked about Jake with the coffee stain on his soul. She listened like she had nowhere else to be, steam curling between us. Then she leaned back, cradled her mug, and dropped the bomb. "You're not leaving tonight," followed by the world's weakest "just kidding." The laugh that followed was low, private, meant for an audience of one. My pulse forgot its job. Joke or invitation? I hunted her face for subtitles. For one heartbeat, her guard slipped. Something raw and lonely flickered behind the smirk. Blink and it vanished, replaced by the CEO mask I knew by heart. Before I could speak, the door cracked open. Cody, the 20-something data whiz, stuck his head in, eyes ping-ponging between us like he'd walked into the wrong movie. Sorry, Olivia. Didn't realize you had company." The word company dripped with quotation marks. He stared at me 2 seconds past polite, then ducked out. Olivia's gaze narrowed to a blade. The gold from the lamp turned to ice the second Cody's head vanished. Whatever spell Olivia had spun snapped like cheap twine, leaving the two of us holding mugs that suddenly felt radioactive. That half-joke, "You're not leaving tonight," now had a third passenger, and he was already texting the group chat. I stumbled out at 9:30, brain on a hamster wheel. Harmless banter? Accidental truth? Or the first domino in a row neither of us could stop? All I knew was the silence in my apartment finally had a pulse, and the pulse was screaming. Morning hit like a hangover. The hallway smelled like burnt coffee and side-eye. Cody held court by the Keurig, voice pitched just loud enough. "Looks like Jake's on the express elevator. Straight to the penthouse." A couple of hyenas barked laughs. My gut folded in half. I stared at my shoes and kept walking, but two Jakes were duking it out inside my skull. One begging me to laugh it off, the other Googling career-ending scandals. Olivia, meanwhile, acted like gravity had upgraded. She glided past my cubicle, paused exactly 2 seconds, and murmured, "Lunch!" Not a question for the peanut gallery, but Cody's radar pinged anyway. His stare could have sliced deli meat. Every sane neuron yelled, "Hard pass, create airspace." My mouth said, "Noon works." We slipped 3 blocks away to a diner that smelled like bacon and second chances. Vinyl booth, cracked window, 0 coworkers. She ordered grilled cheese like a normal human and then peeled off the armor. "Tell me about the marriage," she said, 0 preamble. I spilled. Late nights that turned into separate bedrooms, the dog we fought over, the way silence can outshout any argument. Her hand crossed the table for the sugar and accidentally stayed on mine. Static shot straight to my spine. She leaned back, eyes soft. "People think I live in a vault. Truth is, I've been watching you since the quarter you caught that rounding error nobody else saw." My tongue forgot English. The clatter of plates vanished. "Olivia, She lifted one palm. "You don't owe me words. Just know the vault door's open." That night I replayed the scene on loop until the walls blurred. Was she recruiting loyalty, testing limits, or actually handing me the key? The thrill tasted like copper. Then Emily rang. My oldest work friend, the one who brought soup when the divorce flu hit. "Hey, stranger. How's the salt mine?" 2 minutes later, the mom voice kicked in. "Jake, they're carving your name on the bathroom wall. She's plutonium. Walk too close and you glow for years." Something wobbled under her worry. Old what could be beans, maybe. I thanked her, hung up, and stared at Olivia's sentence glowing on the ceiling. "I've been watching you." Next morning, Cody ambushed me at the elevator. "Careful, bro. Some fires don't leave fingerprints." He tapped the closed door button like a mic drop. I didn't answer, but my knees knocked the whole ride up. Because he wasn't wrong. Power plays are Tuesday around here. When they slide into your bloodstream, though, different sport. Enter Victor, silver-haired partner. Smile like a shark that files its teeth. He cornered me in the lobby at dusk. "Jake, walk with me." His Mercedes purred under the streetlights like it bench-pressed other cars for fun. He didn't ask. He stated, "You're clocking overtime with the Queen. She signs my reviews," I said. He chuckled the way undertakers do. "Reviews are the least of it. Olivia collects 2 things, wins and control. Step on either and you're a line item on next quarter's layoffs. If she doesn't erase you, I will." The threat floated between us like cigar smoke. Sleep? Not an option. Victor's words tag-teamed the doubts I'd been ducking for days. Was I the flavor of the week? A pawn with benefits? Cue Thursday's team huddle. Cody accidentally dropped. "Jake's lunch budget must be CO approved." The room detonated. Heat flooded my face, but I locked eyes with Olivia across the conference table. She didn't blink, just lifted one eyebrow. "Your move, cowboy." Afterward, Emily materialized beside my truck. "This isn't the Jake I know," she whispered. "You don't juggle grenades." Her eyes were wet. "She'll hollow you out and call it mentoring. She bit the rest back, shook her head, and left me holding the echo of care I'd never earned. I stood there under the sodium lights, pulse hammering, every warning neon lit and screaming. And still, the second my phone buzzed, "Olivia, rooftop, now." I was already moving toward the elevator, drawn like a moth that had read the brochure on fire and signed up anyway. But she wasn't Olivia, and I hated the way my pulse hit delete on every warning Emily fired. That evening, Olivia texted one word: stay. Her office was a planet after closing. city glittering like spilled diamonds through the glass. She clicked the door shut, leaned her back against it, and the CEO vanished. "I hear the knives," she said, voice barely above the hum of the vents. "Victor's circling, Cody's pouring gasoline. But listen, Jake, this isn't chess to me." Her throat caught. "If the board smells scandal, they'll torch everything I bled for. I can't lose that, and I can't lose you." The storm in my head went dead quiet. Weeks of second-guessing gone. She was betting her empire on a 40-year-old spreadsheet jockey. My hand lifted, hungry to cup her cheek, but her phone detonated, Richard flashing like a warning flare. She killed the call. The moment cracked anyway. Walking home, the sidewalk felt like a tightrope. Victor had drawn blood with words. Cody was live-streaming gossip. Emily was tugging the emergency brake. Olivia stood in the center, palm open, daring me to step into the ring. Coffee jokes were ancient history. This was war, and I had to pick a side. Some nights the air itself holds its breath. She'd asked me to stay for real this time. No agenda, just a bottle of Burlo stashed behind quarterly reports. The cork sighed like it had been waiting years. We took the small table by the window, skyline doing its neon fireworks behind her. She poured, steady as a surgeon, then clinked my glass. "To outliving the bastards." Fingers grazed. Voltage shot straight to my teeth. We started safe, war stories about the startup days, the investor who cried when she gutted his valuation, the night she slept under her desk to hit a deadline. Then the armor loosened. She talked about the penthouse that echoed like a museum, friendships that atrophied under NDAs, the way perfection leaves you starving. Her voice stayed level, but her eyes leaked loneliness in high definition. I'd worshipped the myth. Now I was watching the woman bleed. Silence pooled. She stared past the glass. Ever picture torching the org chart? Trading the corner office for sunrise on a random beach with zero signal. "Every morning in the shower," I admitted. Her gaze snapped to mine. The room shrank to 2 heartbeats and 1 inch of mahogany. My hand slid forward. Hers met me halfway. No retreat. We hovered on the cliff, toes over the edge, wind screaming. Then her phone lit up again, Richard in angry white letters. She flipped it face down, but the tremor in her wrist betrayed her. "He smells weakness," she whispered. "If he proves I'm human, he'll gut me in the next board vote." I wanted to promise castles and dragon slaying. Instead, I swallowed gravel. She was right. Love was now a hostile takeover. She rose, silhouette sharp against a million lights. "Go home, Jake." Every step to the door felt like ripping Velcro off skin. At the threshold, I stopped. Her reflection stared back. Queen of the skyline, alone on the throne. I could have closed the gap, wrapped her in the only armor I owned. I didn't. The hallway swallowed me, footsteps laughing all 17 floors down. That night my ceiling spelled it out in neon. We were one breath from leaping, and whoever jumped first would drag the other straight into the fire. No explosion, just the hush right before the ground disappears. Victor struck first. The boardroom vibrated with static before anyone opened their mouth. Partners were summoned, folders splayed like landmines across the mahogany. I hugged the wall, pulse jackhammering, as Olivia swept in, cool as a winter lake. Her eyes skipped me, but her gravity owned the space. Victor's voice cut like a scalpel, each syllable rehearsed. He didn't bother with incompetence. He went for the jugular. Favoritism, blurred lines, a CEO gambling the company's name on a fling. My name was the venom in every clause. "No leader," he sneered. "Tank's a legacy for a dalliance." The room flinched. I wanted to stand, shout, burn the accusations to ash. But Olivia's glance pinned me. Quick, sharp, a silent stand down. She rose, unruffled, and countered with velvet steel. This company isn't gossip. Its numbers, wins, my blood. No one, Victor, not even you, gets to rewrite that. Her tone held steady, but I caught the undercurrent. A goodbye. The gavel didn't fall, but the air curdled. Victor's smirk promised round two. That night, she summoned me. No wine, no lamp glow, just sterile fluorescence and a desk between us. Jake, she said, softer than the city's hum outside. We're done. My chest caved. Because of him? Them? Victor. The board. The whispers. She exhaled like it cost her. I clawed too long to let it all go up in smoke. And if we keep this, whatever it is, you'll be collateral damage. I don't give a damn about them. I want you. Her eyes flickered, raw for a heartbeat. That's why this stops. You care too much to be my shadow war. I hunted her face for a crack, a flinch, anything to undo her words. But Olivia didn't bluff, not to herself, not to me. She unhooked the thin silver chain from her neck, pressed it into my palm. Keep this, she murmured. Not the CEO, not the headlines. Just me. The metal was cold, heavy as truth. My throat locked around 1,000 pleas. I wanted to fight, to beg, to glue us back together. But I saw it. Her letting me go was her shielding me, trading us for the throne she couldn't lose. I left her office, eyes forward, because looking back would have broken me. The door's click was a bone snapping. Weeks bled into months. Olivia held her crown. Victor's claws never drew blood. She was still the untouchable queen. I sank back into spreadsheets, takeout containers, and a couch that smelled like regret. But every night, when the skyline blinked through my blinds, I turned her locket over in my hands. Inside, a photo, her younger, laughing, unguarded. Her voice echoed, sharp as ever. I can't lose you. She didn't. Not entirely. A piece of me stayed hers, tethered to that coffee, that laugh, that almost crossed line. Love doesn't always mean forever. Sometimes it's a surrender that carves you deeper than staying ever could.